Losing your phone feels annoying at first. You cancel cards, change passwords, buy a replacement, then life moves on. But sometimes, the phone doesn't. Photos appearing after it disappeared. Voice recordings that shouldn't exist. Calls coming from your own number. And the worst part is, your phone knows things about you nobody else does. These are 5 lost phone horror stories that felt a little too real. Story 1. Sent from my old phone. I lost my phone on a Thursday. Nothing dramatic. No robbery. No weird situation. I just realized at some point walking home that it wasn't in my pocket anymore. I retraced my steps for over an hour. Nothing. Called it from my friend's phone. Straight to voicemail. Used Find My iPhone. Offline. Annoying, but not impossible. I accepted it. Blocked the SIM. Changed passwords. Bought a replacement the next day. That should have been the end of it. For about a week, everything was normal. Then one night around 11 p.m., I got an iMessage. From my old number. No text. Just one photo. I frowned immediately. At first I thought maybe my SIM reactivated weirdly. Then I opened the image. My stomach tightened instantly. It was my living room. Taken from inside my apartment. The photo looked recent. TV on. Same blanket on the sofa. Same lighting. Only one problem. I was sitting in the living room when I received it. I looked around immediately. Nothing. I checked windows. Closets. Kitchen. Empty. Then another image arrived. This one hit harder. It was my apartment building. Taken from outside. Timestamped 2 minutes earlier. My chest tightened. Because if somebody had my old phone, they were close. I opened Find My immediately. My old phone suddenly appeared online. Location. Home. I stared at the screen. No movement. Device active. Inside my apartment. I searched everything. Sofa cushions. Laundry basket. Drawers. Nothing. Then another image arrived. My bedroom. Dark. Taken from the doorway. I walked into my bedroom instantly. Empty. But something felt wrong. The angle looked familiar. Like the photo had been taken standing exactly where I was now. Then another message appeared. No photo. Just text. You replaced me quickly. I actually laughed nervously. Thought somebody was trolling. Then another image arrived immediately. This one made my stomach drop. It was Mia. Standing in my bedroom. Looking at my phone. Taken seconds earlier. From behind me. I spun around instantly. Nobody there. Then Find My updated again. Device location. Bedroom. My chest tightened painfully. Because the location stopped directly where I was standing. Then moved. Slowly. Toward me. I backed away immediately. The dot kept moving. Closer. Closer. Then stopped. Right beside my location. My phone vibrated. One final image. Black screen. Nothing visible. At first. Then after turning brightness up. I saw it. A reflection. Somebody holding my old phone. Standing directly behind me. The message underneath just said, "Found it." Story 2. Already uploaded. I found my lost phone listed for sale 4 days later. That wasn't the weird part. The weird part was, the listing used photos I'd never taken. I lost my phone during a train journey. Realized almost immediately. Ran back. Asked staff. Nothing. Used Find My. Offline. Eventually accepted it was gone. Blocked cards. Changed passwords. Bought a cheap replacement. Annoying but manageable. Then 4 days later my friend sent me a screenshot. "Bro, isn't this your phone?" He'd found a listing online. Used iPhone. Good condition. Collection only. Same case. Same tiny scratch near the charging port. It was definitely mine. I clicked instantly. The seller profile was new. No reviews. Only 3 photos. First photo. Phone on a kitchen table. Normal. Second photo. Phone screen on. Normal. Third photo. That's what made my stomach tighten. Because behind the phone, I recognized the room. My room. Same desk. Same chair. Same window. I stared for a good 10 seconds trying to explain it. Maybe old cloud photos. Maybe coincidence. But then I noticed something. The listing upload time. 35 minutes ago. I was currently sitting at that desk. I looked around immediately. Nothing. I zoomed in and saw something worse. My monitor in the background was on, showing the exact YouTube video I'd been watching earlier, meaning the picture had been taken today. Inside my room, I messaged the seller instantly. Where did you get this? Seen. No reply. Then about 5 minutes later, a message came back. Still interested. My stomach tightened. I replied, "That's my phone." Typing. Stopped. Typing again. Then, "Prove it." I sent the serial number. No response. Then another message appeared. "Okay." Then the listing disappeared. Deleted. Profile gone. I sat there feeling uneasy but trying to convince myself somebody hacked old cloud data or something. Then my replacement phone buzzed. Unknown airdrop request. One image attached. I opened it. My chest dropped instantly. It was my room. Again. Taken from outside my bedroom doorway. Recent. On the bed. My replacement phone was visible. Then another image arrived. Closer. Now standing inside the room. Then another. Closer. I actually stood up immediately and checked the apartment. Nothing. Locked. Empty. I checked windows. Nothing. Then another message appeared. Unknown number. Photo attached. This time, it was my old phone, placed carefully on my desk. Inside my room. Timestamp. Now. I ran upstairs immediately. Opened my bedroom door. Desk empty. No phone. I actually started feeling ridiculous. Like I was spiraling. Then my phone vibrated again. Another photo. Same angle. Except this time, I was in it. Standing in the doorway. Looking at the desk. My stomach dropped instantly. Because the picture had been taken seconds earlier. Then a text arrived underneath. Wrong room. I froze. Slowly looked around. Bedroom empty. Then another message. Photo attached. I opened it. Dark room. Bed. Desk. Window. Looked identical to mine. But one detail was wrong. In the photo, someone was standing behind my chair. Tall. Motionless. Then another message came through. Collection only. My chest felt cold. I blocked the number immediately. Deleted everything. Reported the listing. Nothing else happened. Until 2 weeks later, I was clearing old photos from my replacement phone and found 3 images saved automatically. No date. No sender. All taken inside my room. While I slept. And in every photo, my old phone was sitting upright on the bedside table. Recording. Story 3. Still at home. I got my lost phone back. That should have been the end of the story. That's why what happened after makes no sense. I lost my phone during university. Left it somewhere between campus and the train station. Did all the normal stuff. Used Find My. Marked it as lost. Changed passwords. Then 3 days later somebody handed it into reception. No damage. Same case. Battery dead. I remember feeling relieved more than anything. People always talk about stolen phones, but honestly I just didn't want to buy another one. I charged it overnight. Turned it on. Everything looked normal. No strange apps. No weird messages. No missing photos. Find My automatically removed the lost device alert. Done. Or at least I thought. The next evening I was in bed watching YouTube on my laptop when my replacement phone buzzed. Notification. Find My device moving. I frowned immediately. Because I'd switched back to my old phone already. There shouldn't be another device. I opened the notification. It showed my old phone moving. Location. Home. Which made sense. I was home. Then I realized something weird. The blue location dot wasn't moving with me. It was moving separately. Slowly. Inside my apartment. I stared for a second. The device location moved from living room to hallway. My stomach tightened slightly. I looked toward the hallway. Dark. Empty. The location moved again. Kitchen. Then stopped. I actually laughed awkwardly. GPS drift. Has to be. I opened Find My properly. The app showed two devices. My current phone and my lost phone. But I was holding my lost phone. I refreshed. Still there. Two separate locations. Both active. My chest tightened harder. I checked device info. Same model. Same name. Same serial. Impossible. I refreshed again. The second phone started moving. Kitchen. Hallway. Bedroom. Toward me. I actually stood up. Opened my bedroom door. Nothing there. Then the location stopped. Directly outside the room. I refreshed again. Now the second phone showed. Last seen just now. I closed the app. Didn't want to feed the paranoia. Went downstairs. Made tea. Tried ignoring it. Then my phone camera indicator turned on. Green light. Only for a second. Then disappeared. I checked permissions. Nothing open. No apps active. Then my phone vibrated. Notification. AirTag detected moving with you. My stomach dropped. I didn't own an AirTag. I opened the alert. It showed movement history. A red line. Tracking my movements for the last 3 days. University. Train. Home. Then underneath. First detected. The day I lost my phone. I checked my bag immediately. Nothing. Pockets. Nothing. Then I played the alert sound. Silence. No beep. Then my current phone buzzed again. Find my notification. Device located. Map opened automatically. Small blue circle. Bedroom. I walked upstairs slowly. Opened the bedroom. Empty. Then the location updated. Bed. I looked toward the bed. Nothing. Updated again. Desk. Updated again. Closet. My chest felt painfully tight. I opened the closet. Empty. Then my phone buzzed. Location updated. Very close. I froze. Because the circle wasn't moving anymore. It stayed fixed. Directly where I was standing. Then my phone vibrated with a pop-up. Play sound. I pressed it. For about 3 seconds. Nothing happened. Then I heard it. Soft. Muffled. A phone vibration. Very close. Not in the room. Inside my pocket. I slowly pulled my phone out. My old phone. The one I was holding. The screen had changed. Find My was open. And a message appeared over the map. Found you again. Then the phone camera activated by itself. Front camera. My face appeared. But for half a second. Before the screen went black. There was somebody else standing behind me. I spun around instantly. Nobody there. I factory reset the phone the next morning. Sold it a week later. Never used it again. But sometimes. Usually late at night. My current phone gives me Find My notifications. Just one line. Old device has arrived home. Story 4. Recorded after death. My phone died at 8:21 p.m. I know the exact time because I watched the battery percentage hit 1% while I was walking home. I plugged headphones in trying to squeeze the last bit of charge out. Didn't work. Black screen. Dead. I remember because I was annoyed. I still needed directions and my power bank was at home. So for the next hour or two, my phone stayed completely dead in my pocket. No charging. No turning on. Nothing. I got home around 10 p.m. and plugged it in. Turned back on normally. No issues. That should have been the end of it. Then the next morning, I noticed something strange. Inside voice memos. New recording. 10:03 p.m. Duration. 17 minutes. My stomach tightened slightly, because at 10:03 p.m., my phone had been dead. I stared at it for a while, trying to remember if I accidentally recorded something before the battery died. Didn't make sense. Still, curiosity won. I pressed play. At first, silence, soft static, then footsteps, walking, slow pavement footsteps, my footsteps. I frowned, because I recognized the rhythm immediately. Then after about 30 seconds, I heard myself breathing, the exact heavy breathing I do after walking uphill. I stopped the recording, opened Maps history, 10:03 p.m., exactly when I'd been walking home. But my phone was dead. I replayed it. The recording continued. Traffic, wind. Then suddenly, my own voice quietly said, "Battery died." I froze, because I remembered saying that out loud, to myself, while checking my dead screen. The recording continued. Footsteps. Then another sound appeared. Another set of footsteps. Behind me. Slow, matching my pace. My stomach tightened immediately. I turned volume up. Definitely another person walking. Then my voice quietly laughed and said, "Probably nobody." I remembered saying that too. I actually paused, because I had thought somebody was behind me walking home. But I never turned around. Then the recording changed. Footsteps stopped. Mine too. Then silence. And another voice quietly said, "Good." I stopped breathing, because I never heard that in real life. I replayed it. Same thing. My voice. Probably nobody. Then, "Good." Very quiet. Very close. That unsettled me enough that I checked the rest. The recording kept going. My footsteps again. Road crossing beep. Car passing. Everything matching my walk home. Impossible. Then around minute 12, the audio changed. No more outside noise. Door opening. My apartment building entrance. I listened frozen. Footsteps climbing stairs. Keys. Front door unlocking. Then silence. I remembered something then. That night, I came home and had that weird feeling somebody entered behind me. I even looked back once. Nobody there. The recording continued. Door shutting. My voice saying quietly, "Home." Then another voice immediately answered, "Yeah." My stomach dropped instantly, because it sounded inside the apartment. Close. Then footsteps. Not mine. Moving around the room. Cupboards opening. Slow movement. Meanwhile, I could hear myself further away putting keys down. Meaning, the recording captured two different places at once. Then the audio became muffled, like the phone had been placed somewhere. Then my own voice suddenly said, "Where's my phone?" I stopped breathing, because I remembered that. I remembered searching for my dead phone after getting home. I thought I dropped it, but then I found it, on my bedside table, already plugged in. I never questioned it. The recording continued for another minute. Then silence. Then right before ending, I heard my bedroom door close, and footsteps approach the microphone. Very close. Then my own voice whispered, "Battery's dead." Long pause. Then another voice whispered, "Mine isn't." I checked voice memos info immediately afterward. Device used. Unknown device. Battery level. 100%. Location recorded. Home. I deleted the recording. 2 days later, another voice memo appeared. Timestamp. Tonight. Length. 3 hours. My phone battery was at 78%. Story 5. Answering my own call. I found my old phone 6 weeks after losing it. That's the weird part. Not because it came back. Because I never got it back. I lost it during a weekend trip. 1 minute it was in my pocket. Next minute, gone. I checked everywhere. Hotel, taxi, train, Nothing. Used Find My. Offline. Eventually I gave up. Blocked cards. Changed passwords. Bought another phone. Normal. After a while I stopped thinking about it. Then one night around 11:40 p.m., I was lying in bed scrolling when my current phone rang. Caller ID. My number. I frowned immediately. At first I thought maybe weird carrier issues, but it showed my old number. The exact number connected to the lost phone. I answered. Silence. No breathing. No background noise. Just complete silence. Then, the sound of movement. Soft fabric moving. Then somebody breathing. Slow. Close to the microphone. I frowned. Hello. No answer. Then the call ended. I stared for a second before checking call history. Incoming call. Duration. 18 seconds. Number unavailable. That unsettled me slightly, but not enough. I ignored it. Then the next night. Same time. 11:40 p.m. My number. This time I answered immediately. Silence again. Then footsteps. Walking. Slow. Echoing slightly. Then a door opening. My chest tightened instantly, because I recognized the sound. My apartment front door. I actually muted the call and checked. Door locked. Apartment empty. I came back. Still connected. Then quietly, I heard my own voice. Very quietly. Through the speaker. Hello. I froze, because I hadn't spoken. Then my own voice said again. Hello. The exact way I'd answered the first call. Like somebody replaying me. Then the line disconnected. I didn't sleep properly after that. The next morning I checked Find My again out of curiosity. My old phone appeared online. For the first time in weeks. Location. Home. My stomach tightened. Because I was home. I opened the map. Small green circle. Inside my apartment. Moving. Bedroom. Hallway. Living room. Slowly. Like somebody carrying it. I refreshed. Offline again. I genuinely considered calling police. Instead, I did something stupid. That night at 11:39, I called my old number first. Rang once. Twice. 3 times. Then somebody answered. No silence this time. I heard movement immediately. Walking. Slow footsteps. Then breathing. Then, a phone vibrating. Very close. My stomach dropped. Because the vibration sounded inside my apartment. I muted my phone. The vibration continued. Not through the call. Inside my room. I looked around slowly. Nothing. Then through the phone speaker, I heard another sound. My own current phone notification. Exactly as it happened. Live. My chest tightened instantly. Because that meant whoever answered was close enough to hear my phone in real time. Then my own voice spoke calmly. Not distorted. Not robotic. Exactly me. Found it yet? I hung up instantly. Heart hammering. Then my current phone rang immediately. My number. Again. I answered. This time there was no silence. Just my own voice speaking normally. Warmer. The call ended. I actually searched the apartment. Under furniture. Closets. Kitchen. Nothing. Then I opened the bedroom. And froze. Because sitting in the middle of the bed was my old phone. Screen on. Incoming call. From me. My hands were shaking badly. I answered. The speaker stayed silent for about 5 seconds. Then my own voice quietly said, "You left me behind." The screen went black. Battery dead. I grabbed it immediately. No charge. Wouldn't turn on. Cold. Like it had been dead for days. I took it outside and threw it into an electronics recycling bin that night. Never touched it again. 3 weeks later, my current phone rang at 11:40 p.m. Unknown number. I ignored it. Voicemail arrived a minute later. Duration. 18 seconds. I played it. Silence. Then my own voice whispered, Wrong phone. People replace phones all the time. New screen, new case, new number. But some things don't get left behind that easily. A missed call, a location update, a photo that shouldn't exist anymore. Because sometimes, losing your phone isn't the scary part. It's realizing something else still has it. There are more stories like this on my channel. If you're willing to keep looking, subscribe. If you think you can handle the next one, I'll see you again. Assuming your old notifications stay silent.